How many of you know that MBBS course is 5 years instead of 5.5 years? What your brothers and sisters and what we underwent 6 year course. Then it became 5.5 years in 97. Then it became actually 5 years from last year. Okay. So what is in store for you for the next 5 years? I'm going to start sharing my screen. So you could actually put off your videos if you want, right? For saving bandwidth, if you want to put off your videos for some time, I'm okay with it. Okay. So welcome to AVMC, right? We had a nice check-in and orientation program. I hope that you've shared that feedback link with your parents and hope we'll get to hear from you what went well and what did not go well, right? So I'm going to provide you an overview of the MBBS course. And those of you who want to say something, either can put it in the chat or raise hands, right? Otherwise, we'll keep you all muted. Only when we want, we'll be asking you to talk. So this is what it is, right? In 2020, you belong to the batch of 2020, unfortunately affected by the corona pandemic. So this is what you are here. In 2025, you will finish, right? And 26, you will go out as doctors. And 2035, you are going to become PG students. And then in 2050, you are going to become a practicing physicians. And hopefully we'll all be old by that time. And you may be the persons who will be treating us. So this is what is in store for you. 1 second. Sorry, I had to take that call. Okay, so that is what is in store for you for the next few years. So what are we going to do during this MBBS program? The first and foremost is we are going to build your knowledge database. So you're going to know various conditions, how the body works, how the body gets affected by disease, right? And how we can overcome that and maintain a state of equilibrium. So basically it is like building your knowledge database. So that's going to be the primary purpose, what we are going to do. The second thing we are going to do is that it is not enough if you just know, it should be able to do certain things. So we want you to learn clinical skills so that you can interact with patients, examine them, come to a conclusion what is wrong with them, and do something about it. Prescribe medicines, do surgery, do a procedure, etc. So we want you to be able to do that. We will develop your technical as well as clinical skills, how to handle patients, how to do procedures, how to interact with people. So these are certain skills which you are going to learn. But it is not enough if you just know how to talk to patients, how to elicit history, and then you have a medical knowledge. Because currently there is an information explosion which is going on. So much so, right? What they did was one cute little study. They tried to find out how long it takes for the knowledge base or the amount of knowledge which is published in medicine to double. In the beginning of the century, it took 70 years, that is in the year 1910, when medical education was formally introduced in US. So it took 110 years for the knowledge to double, 70 years for the knowledge to double. Then at the turn of, let's say 2000, in the year 2000, it took 7.5 years for knowledge to double what was there. If you want to know something about diabetes, let us say there were 100 articles before that. At the turn of 2000, it took only 7.5 years for that knowledge to become double, to become 200 articles. Then they found the same study in 2020 and they found out how much is the knowledge explosion. And nowadays it takes only 1.5 years. So what you are learning during this course in the first year. By the time you go to final year itself, right, there might have been much more new knowledge added to it. So what does this all mean? It all means that not only we learn the knowledge, but we also learn how to keep ourselves updated, right? And how to do this. We need to learn how to learn. We should learn how to process the information which is there and how to apply this vast amount of information what we have into something which is needed for our practice and orientation. So that is what is 21st learning century century learning skills. That is, you need to learn how to learn. You need to be able to swift or go through the large amount of data which is there and pick what is essential for you to retain. And obviously, you should learn how to look for information also, right? You need to be able to work in teams because you're not going to be a doctor alone. You're going to work with a nurse, you're going to work with a healthcare worker, you're going to work with a social worker, you're going to work with other doctors. So you need to learn team working skills also in this particular process. So these are the 21st century learning skills. And most important or the icing of the cake is what is your core value? What defines you as a doctor? What defines you as a good human being, right? What's your attitude towards life, right? Are you really putting others ahead of you? Are you putting your patients in front of your own needs? Do you display enough of professionalism? So one of the aspects of professionalism, what we saw is whether you're all able to log on time for this particular meeting. When it says starts at 9, it should start at 9, right? Those are some of the aspects of professionalism which we would want you to inculcate during the course, right? That is what we are worried about. So how is this MBBS program, whole program going to look like? So you have this program, which is nothing but the MBBS program. Once you finish, you can do a PG program. Once you finish PG, you might do a super specialty program. So whatever degree you're getting is called as the program. And then in the program, you have courses. You have the first MBBS, second MBBS, third MBBS, final MBBS, etc., etc. Right? These are the courses. Then you have different subjects or disciplines. Okay, you will be learning about various subjects as we go along in the orientation. Each of those HODs will come and talk to you what their discipline or subject is all about and what does it tell you. So you have the subjects and the subjects will be aligned like this. I'm sure many of you would have seen this in your 12th standard also. So you have what is called as taxonomy, right? You have grouping of things. So body is arranged in the form of systems. You have respiratory system, cardiac system, you have the gastrointestinal system, etc. And then each system will have units. So you in that cardiovascular system, if you take, you learn about the heart, you learn about the blood vessels, right? You learn about how this heart rate is maintained or blood pressure is maintained. So these are different units which make up the system. Many systems make up a subject or a discipline. Many disciplines make a course and many courses make the program. So this is how the entire MBBS program is organized. And this is the time distribution of the MBBS course. Under normal circumstances, we would be doing this foundation course in the month of August, like what we did for the previous batch. And by 2026 February, you would finish and then finish the entire course. But however, because of COVID, there has been a lot of changes. So this entire 2020 has been a washout year. You're starting in 2021 February and your next exams will be in 2022. Then they have slightly tweaked each of these courses so that you would get we will take away one month from all these periods and you will end up finishing almost at the same time, February 2026. You should be able to finish your course and go out as doctors. And you will be having your PG exam sometime in July 2026. So that is what is the entire close plan. So don't worry, even though Corona has taken away a lot of time from all of us, efforts are being made to make sure that your program is within the specific time requirements. So now let's move on to what are all the things you are going to encounter in this MBBS course. So this is what it is. The first and foremost you will actually come into contact with medicine is through this foundation course. And in this foundation course, we are going to give you an orientation. So this is in fact an orientation session of the entire course. So you would be oriented to different subjects in different years. So that will go on. You would be oriented to physical spaces once you come to the college. Will be taken around and shown where is the library, where is the different departments which are present, where is the research lab, etc., etc. So we tell you, we'll orient you to the space, we'll orient you to the courses. We'd also provide an orientation towards various academic policies, what all you're supposed to do, and more importantly, what you're not supposed to do. So these are the things which will be done as part of the foundation course, right? We are going to teach you some skills. Did any of you go through the timetable what Dr. Sasmita had put? Henna Kachkabam is requesting for annotation. Sorry, please don't ask to annotate, right? It is very rude and don't ask for that. Okay. Lily has shown me thumbs up and Jennifer has shown me thumbs up. Okay, Lily, you can unmute yourself and tell me when is the skill training going to take place? First aid, basic life support, if you had gone through the program. Or you can put it in the chat box also. I can see the chat box. Did anybody go through this? The program schedule, what has been posted? Lakshmi M. Nair, continuously your mic is on. Please mute yourself. Okay. So how many of you went through the program? Put it in the chat box. Did you see the program schedule? Okay. Did anybody see the program schedule which was posted? Anushri Rao, Sushmita. Yeah, tell me, when did you see the first aid basic life support? When is it placed in your program foundation course? Sri Lakshmi Nair, next time interruption, you will be expelled from the meeting. Okay. Anyone type in the chat box? When is it? I don't know. Am I speaking to human beings or am I speaking to screen? February 15th, Asmita has told. Yes, very good. So this first few days, correct. Aisha has told 19th. Very good. So in the initial part, like 2nd to 10th, predominantly will be orientation sessions. We'll move over from to skill learning. This will be hands-on groups approach. So we will divide you into groups of 30 each, that is 5 sets, and you will rotate through various skill learning activities for a period of 5 days. You will learn how to provide first aid if somebody gets injured, how to provide basic life support. Suppose you see somebody collapsing in front of you. You will learn how to learn. You will learn certain life skills like how to manage your time, how to manage stress, right? You would be learning something about language. You will learn Tamil language. You will learn also about English language, how to use that for scientific communications. We'll teach you basics of communication skills. We'll be doing quite a lot of sessions on professional development, and we will also do sessions on sports and extracurricular. So from 2nd to 10, we'll be completely online, but predominantly interactive. Then after 10th, when you come back, we will do the physical orientation of the spaces for 2 days. Then we will move over and then we will do the skill learning part. And then after that, we will continue to do that for some more time. And sports and extracurricular activities will be integral to your curriculum. You would be having sports activities and yoga activities every Monday and Friday. So this is the plan for the foundation course. This is to break you into the course in a smooth manner so that you will not find that the transition from school to college is very jarring. Then you have what is called as the first MBBS course will start. So what are we going to learn about this? Okay, have anybody seen this logo? It's a very famous logo which is used in architectural parlance, right? That's the logo which was one of those logos which was designed by Da Vinci, and Da Vinci used this. So he said, form follows function. That means the structure of the human body or any animal follows what function it has to do. So you will be learning about the structure of the human body, that is in anatomy, and also the function of human body, how it can maintain normal status. Plus, you will also learn about molecular mechanisms, what happens at cellular level. You will also learn about various molecules which will act as building blocks of life. So this is what first MBBS course is all about. This is homeostasis, the balance between what is positive and negative, which actually ensures that the body remains in equilibrium. Then you go to second MBBS course. You will be learning about what went wrong with the body, why it went wrong, and how it can be corrected, right? So you will be learning what went wrong through pathology, or if it is through organisms, microorganisms, so you would be using why did it go wrong, what got upset, or how was the equilibrium became disequilibrium, and how can you put it together by means of drugs and other methods. So that is what it is. So this can be in the form of what went in the organ system, or what disease has been caused, and what processes in the physiology has been disrupted. So this is the second MBBS course. Then you would be moving on to community orientation. You will learn what community medicine is all about. You learn about diseases of the eye and ear, and you would also learn about forensic pathology, that what is the cause of various injuries, how they manifest themselves, how medicine interacts with law, and what is the cause of death through forensic autopsies. So this is what you would do. And there is a new element in the MBBS course, that is the electives. So at the end of your final MBBS part 1, you will have about 2 months of time where you can choose where you want to go and study. You can actually go plan to work in a research lab, or you can say that I want to work in a super specialty department like cardiology, or you would say, no, I don't want to do that. I want to be teaching assistant in the department of microbiology or pathology. So you could also go to the community and get involved in surveys, projects, and other things. No, you can work with NGOs. You can do it in India. You can go abroad. So this entire 2 months period is entirely up to you to choose what you want to do and how you want to do. This is something which is very truly innovative in the new curriculum, which was not an opportunity which many of us had when we were training. So once you finish the electives, you would come to final MBBS part 2. Then there you would be learning about how you can set right various things which has gone wrong with the body in the means of by using drugs and non-pharmacological methods. You can say how surgery can help to save life. You can talk about diseases of women, okay, specifically reproductive system in obstetrics and gynecology. You can talk about what goes wrong with children. You can also talk about various bones and what affects them and how it can be set right. So this is the overall view of what you would be going on in the final year. Once you finish your final year, you would move on to internship. This internship is a period of 12 months. It is compulsory for all students, where you would be working as a training doctor. You will be rotated through various departments, and you will learn how to practice medicine under the strict supervision of your senior faculty members. So what is that? How are we going to learn all these complicated things, right? So first and foremost is the foundation course I told you. You would be taken through a lot of lectures, right? You would be in a large group of 150, and you would be attending physical lectures, sometimes online also. You would be divided into small groups. You would go to the anatomy and learn how to dissect the human body and see the structures physically yourselves. You learn to do things through practical learning. You would visit the museums and see the collection of artifacts which we have got. You would learn skills. You would also learn what is called as the simulation laboratory. You would go there, and there we have what we call as mannequins or dolls kind of things, life size. So you will learn to do various procedures using the simulation laboratory. You will also be divided into small groups where you would be asked to come out and discuss various problems, pathologies, or whatever we are discussing. What do you think about what is going on, and how can we put it right? So small group discussions are very essential to learning. You can't always safely hide in the large numbers, right? So it is going to be applied and how to solve problems. That is what we are going to learn, right? And many of these things, what you're going to learn in the small group teaching activities, will reinforce by taking you to the hospital and exposing you to patients. Suppose you are learning about some concept in physiology. How is it going to affect you in becoming doctor? How will it help you to become a better doctor? So this is what we would focus when you take you to the hospital and show you the practical implications of what you are learning. And there is going to be a special program called ADCOM program. This is a professional development for communications. And most important is you're also going to go to the community and you're going to talk to patients. You're going to talk to people in their normal environment. Hospital is an abnormal environment, right? The patients come to you. Whereas when you go to the community, people are in their own element and you could talk to them. So we are going to assist you by using a lot of stuff. We are going to introduce what is called as a learning management system, which will help you to keep track of your own learning and assignments. We are going to focus on self-directed learning. So you will be given topics, you will be asked to explore and then try and read. So we'll try and develop skills for this. So e-learning is going to be an integral part of the entire experience. So this is what we want you to do. We have to be totally student centric. We want to put you first so that your understanding, your learning becomes easier. The learning is going to be integrated. Matlab, you are going to apply what you learn in anatomy to how the body functions. You are going to apply what you learn in physiology to how body is organized in molecules, molecular level biochemistry. You're going to apply all medicine. So you link what you learn in the textbooks to what you see in hospitals. So this is going to start early enough from the first year onwards. You are going to learn problem solving, and most important, you are going to seek knowledge yourself and build on the knowledge. We are here to facilitate the process. So to do this, no, we have to provide you with some resources, saying that you have to do all these things without telling you how you can do. Books will be provided when you come for the physical session. You will get your books, right? You will also get your logbooks and records, and you need to enter what you do on a regular basis into your logbook. And all your practicals and experiments and dissections have to be recorded in the record notebooks, right? How many of you saw the foundation course logbook which Dr. Sashmita has posted? She has posted one foundation course logbook, right? One page. Yeah. So you need to actually start writing daily. You need to start writing what actually was taught in each of those classes, right? So every day take a small notebook and keep writing every day what sessions were held and what is one thing which you learned from all these sessions. So that is what logbook is all about. And to enable this e-learning, we'll all be providing you with a tab. We'll provide you with a very good tablet, Android tablet, so which will be loaded with all the necessary e-books and the LMS I was talking about. So you would get an access to the LMS through that. Your learning management system is basically one tool where you can monitor your attendance, your assignments, your marks, everything in one place, your class schedules, all in one place, right? going to have what is called as a clinical key student. This is a very nice app where you can actually have all the books. You can underline the books. You can create your own notes. And when you read through the chapter, at the end of the chapter, there's going to be quiz, which will help you to find out how well you have learned. There will be quizzes in between chapters also to try and find out whether your learning is in track or not. So this is another app which we'll be using. If you go to the departments, they'll actually give you bones. You have these slide sets which you can borrow and see in your own place. We have question banks to help you to prepare for the examinations. And there will also be focused handouts, notes, etc., which faculty will be sharing with you. And all the lectures what you attend, you would have a PowerPoint of this available in your LMS system. So all these resources are there. So we are taking the horse to water. We are making sure that the river is full so the horse can drink, but drinking is in your hands. You have what is called as formative examinations. You would be having, as I said, a lot of self-assessments so that you know where you are standing. We'll teach you skills on a weekly basis, and also we'll give you prompt feedback so that you can get corrected. If you make some mistakes on how you do things, you get corrected and you get certified by faculty. Yes, he can do this particular activity. And also we are going to introduce you to a lot of value added courses, in the sense that we are going to ask you to do some courses in Coursera, Central or Swayam. These are massive open online platforms where a lot of interesting topics are there, where you can learn certain aspects. So these are the things which are going to happen. And most dreaded thing is the university exams, which would be there for next year, January for you. You would be writing theory paper, 2 papers, right? And that also has an MCQ component. You would be asked to demonstrate your practical skills, okay? And you will also have a viva, that is a oral examination as part of it. There is an internal assessment component to this, which is focusing on continuous assessment, what you do on a day-to-day basis, and your formative assessments. And you need to pass separately in the internal assessment to be able to appear for university exams. And totally you need to get 50% of marks in any of these components to pass, right? That is your university examinations. So how will we monitor your academic progress? There will be scheduled tests and exams. You would get notified in the beginning of the course itself. In fact, we'd be providing you with the entire year's schedule, what will be taught on each day in each of the departments. So that would be provided, which will help you to prepare in advance for the classes and keep track of what is going on in your life. There would be periodic tests, and also there will be focus on preparation of PG courses from day one. We have what for preparation to post graduation, and we would be also meeting your parents every term, that is every 6 months, and communicating with them what is the progress you have achieved. So we would be watching you quite closely, and we would be sharing this information with you as well as with your parents. What do we aim to do? We want you to learn the key subjects, right, which is applicable to the present world. So that is what we want you to learn. We want you to learn the 21st century skills, critical thinking, how to analyze a problem and come to a valid conclusion. Communicate, right? How to communicate what you have learned to other people in your team, other patients, public, right? Other physicians. Collaborations, how to work in a team so that you would achieve optimal outcomes. And most important of all, creativity, like how to be creative in the entire process. It's not enough that if you just learn the core subjects, you also need to learn life and career skills, how to network, how to progress, how to learn, how to manage your time effectively, how to manage stress, right? These are certain things we would do. We want you to learn information and media skills so that you can use technology, which is rapidly evolving, into your optimal benefit. So these are all will be done through curriculum and instructions and by the environment in which you are going to stay. So these are all the things we would be doing, right? I told you about this. There is going to be a lot of focus on humanities. We are going to expose you to research so that you will practice what you are going to preach, and you are going to use a lot of e-learning. So when you climb all these steps, then you are going to become a PMRF graduate, and hopefully in the near future, a global physician. So wherever I go, wherever any of the faculty go, we'd be able to meet one of our students who would come and say, ma'am, I was your student in AVMC batch of 2020. So that is what we are aiming to produce. So how are we going to achieve this? So we have very interested HODs. They are very, very concerned about you. They take a lot of care for you. They are here to motivate you. They will be your role models and they will manage your academic programs for you, right? All that you need to be is to be responsive to all the efforts they put in. You're going to have your faculty members or teachers, right? And we have fantastic teachers who are going to inspire you. They will make sure that you improve and not only just to stick to instructions. So more than instructions, they are worried about your improvement and monitoring how much progress you have made, and they will inspire you. So that is what your faculty and teachers are. Please don't forget your parents, right? Who left you till yesterday, they were with you, right? They care for you. They keep communicating with you. Please make sure that you reciprocate that communication. And they are going to be our collaborators in this project, making you into fruitful doctors. So they are going to be monitoring your academic progress jointly along with us, right? You will be assigned mentors, right? Faculty, some of the faculty will be your mentors. So each faculty will adopt about 10 kids, and these kids can go and actually talk to the faculty what is going well with them, what is not going so well, and what needs to be done. So they will be actually ensure that whatever learning you get is sustainable and ensure that you become successful in future. We have the board which will help us to govern and will provide guidance, right? The community of AVMC is open to you. We are closely monitoring the results. We will maintain a bonding or active relationship with you, and we will provide you with the necessary resources. The state, that is the government, is going to ensure that you get the necessary license to practice. And the administrators, myself, dean, vice principal, so many of us are there. We need to ensure that whatever is needed to be executed so that you excel in your studies. So what we want from you as students is to aspire to be good, the best you can ever be, actively participates and achieve success in life. So how can we do this? Most important is you need to learn to take responsibility of your own learning. No longer mother will put alarm at 5 o'clock and wake you up. Father will say today test is there, have you read it or not, right? You are going to be predominantly on your own. So you need to take responsibility of your own learning. And most important skill, you should learn how to learn, right? Rote learning will not work. If you see the number of books you have and the amount of material you need to learn, just trying to mug it up like how you did from page 21 to page 22 is answer for question this is not going to be very helpful. You should be able to understand things and be able to represent in your own words. Sometimes the learning can be tough, sometimes the going can be tough. So you should be able to recognize that and seek help from your faculty, from your mentors, from the HODs, from other people who are all there. We are all willing to help, but you need to ask for help when you need it. And we want you to take your academic performance very seriously. We mean business when we say that we want you to take this seriously and exhibit professionalism in your behavior. What else is there? Sometimes, especially when you first transition into medicine, the first few months can be slightly difficult. So one of the purposes of this foundation course is to make sure that this transition happens in a smooth manner. Sometimes if you think that things are not going well, don't despair, don't get depressed, don't feel very bad. Come and talk to any of us. We all have gone through this, so we'd be able to help you. Seek feedback. How well I've done this test. Did I do the skill performance correctly or not? Have honest conversations with faculty. Ask for feedback on your performance. Maintain an active lifestyle, right? Participate in sports, participate in yoga, participate in Swachh Bharat, participate in NSS activities. Be fit and active. That's very important. Use your time very effectively and have some hobbies. Just all play, learning and no play makes a jack a dull boy. We don't want you to be dull children. So have some interests, okay? Participates in culturals, fine arts, music, dancing, any of those. Develop some hobbies and skills. So this is all I wanted to talk to you about the whole MBBS course. It is not meant to be something in which we would tell you only rules, and no fun. MBBS course can be a lot of fun if you actually take efforts to make sure that you actively involve yourself in the program and ensure that you take responsibility of learning. So it is most important that you enjoy learning. That is the most important aspect of learning. Once you enjoy, it becomes a very pleasurable activity instead of a core which needs to be done. Right? See, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Thank you. Right. I've finished.
Thank
If
you,
any
ma'am.
of you want to ask any questions or you want to say something, you can raise your hands. You can put messages in the chat box. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up. Right. You can ask any questions through the chat box. Jyoti, we have some time, right? Yeah,
Yes,
15
ma'am.
minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
So anybody wants to ask any doubts or questions, you can do. I feel a lot better. Thank you, Jayashree, for making things easier. Okay, I saw that. Asmita says thank you. Okay, Shaishta says thank you. I had a friend by name Shaishta when I was in my MS course. Okay, Rebecca has a question. Ma'am, what if we don't have enough internet to join the classes? Very valid question. So what our Dr. Jyoti has done is she is recording this entire session. We are going to post this in the AVMC YouTube channel. So you will share the link with you every day, the link for the session, so that you would be able to go back and view these sessions again. Right? Do you feel better, Rebecca? Okay. Can you send this record to our group? Yes, all the records will be sent to our group. Mahima is sending me a smiley. Okay. Janani says thank you. Okay. Ashik Jan is giving me big smile. Okay. Right. It's fun learning with you. Right. It makes us feel very nice. That is what I love about foundation course. It's so fresh, right? It makes us feel very nice. There is no Wi-Fi connection in the hostel, ma'am. Aisha, you will contact me privately so that we'll sort this problem for you. Okay, right. Any other valid doubts you people have? Okay, the tabs and the books will be issued to you when you come for real life orientation. That is on 11th and 12th. Actually, 11th you would come. You would be divided into 3 groups. You will go around the departments. On 12th, you will have a session on what are the library rules. We'd see the other college block and things like that. So on 12th, we will issue the books as well as the tab, everything for you, so that you would go to classes from 15th onwards. Okay. And most important of all, what we want to do is we want you to write every day. So that is what we'll do. We'll start with this session. What is one thing you have learned from this session? I want you to put in the chat box. What is one point you have learned from this session? 1 point. One point you have learned from this session. An overview of MBBS. That's what Reshma Sri. Duration of the course makes me feel better. So one thing you learned. other than thanking you. I learned how to learn and to become a good doctor. Good. Electives. I suppose it is elective what Gopalakrishnan has typed because it's elective only is there. Right. He has corrected it. Electives, ma'am. Some clarification on about MBBS and how we want to. MBBS can be fun as long as we are responsible and focused. Fantastic. Clear picture how to learn MBBS effectively. Good. There's more to be being a doctor than what meets the eye. Fantastic, Jennifer. Okay, the duration of the course. How to learn smart, Reshmasri. That is very good. Okay. Then Anu Midas and Midas says that I learnt about an overview of the entire course. Okay. Shaista says that I learnt about professionalism. And oh, it's moving much faster than I can read. How to become a good physician, right? Then Tanushka says being concentrated in my studies and becoming a responsible doctor. Okay. Aarti is saying thank you. Okay. Gauri Padman says I can't see chat box. It is in the right lower corner of your screen. It has that messaging app kind of symbol. Okay. Harshal wants to be always motivated. Correct? Then Lily Davis says that I learned that becoming a doctor takes a lot and it can be made fun with a smart eye. Good. Okay. And then Janani says that MBBS is not a hard race. Yeah, nothing is hard if you learn how to run, right? The course is going to be essential and fun. That is what Samyukta says. I like the way in which you communicate. Thank you. An overview of MBBS, how to learn can be fun. That is from Kalyani. How to make use of time. Okay, that is from Jayashree. And purpose of our role as a student and doctor. That is from V. Kumar. Okay, good. So what I want you to do is, so you're going to write every day. This is the session. Dr. Mahalakshmi took this session on MBBS course and overview. And at the end of it, this is what I learned. And you are going to say that this is going to help me how in my future, right? I'm going to apply these theoretical knowledge into practice. Okay, Joe says, I learned that we should put 4 patients before me. Good, Joe, good. Muhammad Nazir, I have learned to overcome the fear. Okay, that is very, very important. Fear is something which will actually pull you down, right? Nothing is that bad that it can not work out. Okay. Then Sangavi says, learn to love MBBS. Yeah, love only MBBS. Okay, and not other things. Speech. Okay. Essentiality of teamwork. Good. Jo, ja, what's her name? Jyoti. We'll
Yes, ma'am.
record the chats also, Jyoti. At the end
Okay,
of
ma'am.
the session, you record the chats.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
right. I think we saw most of it because for the want of time, I won't go through the rest of the chats. But thank you very much. I hope that you would maintain the same amount of enthusiasm and interest in your course. And you, most important of all, you will maintain this fresh approach to life. That is what is very, very important. That is once you get that the love of learning and the approach to learning, nothing will prevent you, right? I'd see you around. I'll be doing some more sessions. I think I have one more session tomorrow. So I'll see you in those sessions. Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for a wonderful session on wide overview of the course, ma'am. Thank you. So now we move on to the next session. The body achieves what the mind believes. Wellness of mind, body, and spirit will help you to meet your goals. So the next session is on taking care of your body and mind. For this, I invite Dr. John Dinesh, Head of the Department of Psychiatry, AVMC, to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Jyoti, is Dr. Jan Dinesh in the session? Jyoti?
Ma'am, I'm here, ma'am. Sir is sharing from our system only, ma'am. Sir is here only.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Jyoti, I need to travel to college, so I'm
Okay,
going to
ma'am.
log out now. I'll log in
Yes, ma'am.
after I reach college. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.